Okay, hello and welcome to Blasting 101, safety first. First thing you want to know is this is the Blastmaster 2000. This is my blasting tube. It is filled with shake, blood, just whatever I wanted to put in there. It's packed relatively tightly because it needs to be packed. Down here is a Pyrex, and I can't stress enough, Pyrex bowl, which is wrapped in parchment paper, which is going to be hold your final product. What these are 6 pre-shook butane cans. You can get them anywhere. Make sure that you pre-shake them because you don't want to hold off. You don't want to stop in between when you start to blast. So you've got your Blastmaster, you've got your cans, you're in a well ventilated area. Make sure, because don't forget, you're dealing with butane. Now, a lot of this is repetitive, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each step once, and then I'll stop, and then I'll show you the next step. Just remember that you have to keep doing it until all 6 are gone. So, give it a quick shake in the top, and push down. Making sure you're watching it, because don't forget it's going to run, it is an aerosol, so it does run out of air eventually. So every now and then you're going to want to stop and reshake the can. You can hear it running. You can also see it rushing in the top of the bin. And you can actually see it going in through the pipe as you're spraying it. So you're going to give it about a 15-second shake, or a 15-second spray, then a shake. Then just reapply it simply until the can's empty. And then when you're done the can, you grab the next one. So I'm just going to keep going down here. You'll hear it start to sputter. That means it needs to be shook, or it's just about to run out of air, butane. And you'll see that it's run out of butane because you won't see the cloud. You won't see anything spraying out of the nozzle. Okay, so just to show you repetition, I'll wait until we go. You can, if you look closely, you can see it starting to bubble down. And it should start coming underneath the mesh here that I have to strain out anything. Give it another shake. Keep going. Almost done. You can actually hear it empty too. And then there's air. So just to show you the thing, you're going to give it a quick little shake. Remember to put the blue tips on, otherwise you're going to make a mess. The blue, that's not supposed to happen, but we'll see. Well, it's working, so we'll continue. The hissing sound you hear is coming out the bottom, which means there's probably a bit of an air pocket in there. But as you can see, if you can see it, actually it's probably missing, but it's dripping down into the parchment paper. Starting to see some fumes coming off the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the window a little bit. Could be I just didn't pack it tight enough. But it seems to be going well. You're going to see what comes out. It's going to be a goldish kind of root beer colored fluid. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep doing it. It usually takes about 6 cans per 7 millimeter blaster like this. And that's done. And the next step will be when I evaporate. Okay, and we're back. And as you can see, the configuration has changed a little bit. I'm wearing a coat, and there's a good reason for that. It's because I have my screen door open to the outside, because right now what you see in here is the liquid that we've just taken out of the tube, and what we're going to do now is we're going to boil it. So what we've got is we've got a rather big roasting pan. We've got the Pyrex bowl, and I've just boiled some water, so I'll spare you watching the water boil. What you're going to do is carefully pour it in to the roasting pan, but not into the Pyrex bowl. Do not get any water into your goop. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it goop. So you're going to pour it very carefully. Okay. And this is the boring part, because now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go and refill it and then reboil the water. What I like to do, since I'm in the laundry room and our laundry hot water is incredibly hot, I just fill an extra thing and give it a little extra water. The more water in there, the more hot water in there, the more it boils, the more the goop boils, and the faster it boils down for you. I like to get it above the level of the goop. So when you come back, you're going to rinse and repeat until you get a syrup. And once you get back, I'm going to pause, and we'll come back. We'll have the syrup. Okay, just so you can see what I mean, I'm going to pick up the tripod and show you exactly what's going on inside the pot. So I'm going to hang on to the phone as well, because I don't trust this thing. Go down there, and if you look very carefully, you'll see that it's bubbling. What's happening is the butane is evaporating. What you're going to be left with is goop. And then that goop goes into a vacuum chamber, and the vacuum chamber turns it into shatter. There we go. So I just wanted to show you that, and we'll be back when I'm done boiling it down. I should also note that this is the most dangerous part of the process. Don't smoke, no open flame, no sparks, nothing. Because right now this is pure butane, and one spark and kaboom. Oh, here's what's going on. See how it's getting lower, and it's bubbling. Okay, so I figured I'd show you a quick change. So the water's cooled off, and I boiled another pot. Very carefully take the Pyrex out, just set it down, and take the water, and you're going to dump it out. Okay, just so you know, I'm not a heathen. There was a sink back there, and that's what I was dumping it in. So it's empty. Very carefully take your Pyrex back, put it back into the thing. Take your boiled water, rinse and repeat. Be very careful, because once you put enough water in here, the Pyrex bowl will start to float. And what this will do is, because you're pouring water into it, when the Pyrex bowl starts to float, it will go directly in where you're pouring the water, which means there's a chance that you might pour water in with your goop. So what we're going to do is be very careful when you're pouring the hot water in. I like to pour it in just so when it starts to float, because that means I know that there's enough water and everything is covered. So I poured a little bit more of my laundry water. Soon you'll be able to see it move. When it starts to move, stop pouring, and then rinse and repeat. When I come back, I'll show you what happens when we're ready to put it in the vacuum chamber.